I had someone that was just really unnerving me. They would come into my office, then kind of squeeze down the side of my desk because my desk faces the door. They would squeeze down the side of my desk and constantly want to stand behind me. And I found that unnerving. And it was really raising my hackles, so to speak. And I lay down one night and I had a dream that the person, along with their significant other, had come to me. And I was in the dream sitting very peaceful, just like very relaxed, just kind of cozied up. I was like wrapped in a blanket, but I was like laying on my back and I was cozy, which just is symbolism. I was at peace. And the two of them stood staring down at me, and they seemed kind of incredulous that I was at peace no matter what was going on around me. And so there were some words said, and then the next thing you know, I'm in a theater lobby. So remember, I did the one video on Strong's Concordance, and I used theater as an example. When you see a theater, a stage, the audience of a theater, God is saying to look intently, behold what is before you. So this was actually not the first time that I've seen a theater lobby, but I've only started seeing theater lobbies maybe in the last year. But this theater lobby, the goings on was very clear. So whereas in the previous dreams where I'd seen a theater lobby where the main part of the dream was actually the theater and beginning to exit the theater, in this dream, it went from the two of them in a room where I was at peace, no matter what was going on around me, to the dream cut. Now I'm in a theater lobby. And so theater lobby, if you think about it as far as symbolism, right, and interpreting dreams, in a theater lobby, people are coming and going, right? The shows are letting out, the shows are starting. So in this case, it looked like I was actually getting ready to exit the theater, but I was just kind of milling about in the lobby and people were getting ready to go. And this person actually doubled back. So they had left and come back. And they said to me that their significant other wanted to come with them, but didn't. And then the person grabbed me, brought me very close to them, and I began to struggle against the might with which they pulled me. And the person said, "How do you feel about Jezebel?" And then they were trying to suck the essence from me. So from that point on, I was very, let's just say, cautious when it came to this person. I became very cautious because I felt like the reason they're getting behind me is they're doing something behind me that I can't see, right? Because if I'm sitting at my desk in the chair, the computer's in front of me, and this person is standing behind me between my chair and a credenza, that's pretty tight, narrow space. And so what I started doing was when they come in my office, I would jump up, move quickly toward the door to prevent them from being able to get in that narrow space to come around the desk and stand behind me. And that was my way of protecting my energy, protecting my spirit, protecting my peace, whatever nefarious plans this individual had for me. And what came out of it actually was the person, and I don't remember the timing, but right around the time they started coming down the side of my desk and standing behind me, I think they knew they were going to leave that job because they resigned about 3 weeks ago. And so the last 3 weeks, I've been kind of guarding and protecting my spirit, right? So I think it was in that window of them resigning or right before they resigned that they started doing this. So this wasn't something that had been going on always or for a long time. And so I really started to feel like this person was trying to harm me spiritually, but they didn't know I have a spirit of discernment. I discern spirits, and I'm a spiritual warrior. And when it comes to warring, baby, that means I get up in the middle of the night if I got to put that beat down on you in the spirit realm. So they didn't know that maybe how I battle and how tough and how long my walk has been with God. So with that being said, I protect myself, I guard myself. It leads up to finally their final day. And at some point, maybe a few days before their final day, they kind of stopped trying to come around that side because I kept jumping up and blocking them. And they would say, "Oh, were you going somewhere? Oh, did you have something to do? Oh, were you in the middle of something?" No, I'm just blocking you from trying to steal my energy. Because in that dream, the person was trying to suck my energy, like they were close to my face. And it was like they were drawing on me or something, which is weird, right? Because as Christians, that Bible takes us so far. But then there are things in this world. The Bible gives us the heads up on the spiritual things, but there are things in this world that just cannot be explained. Things in this world that we cannot know about until we actually encounter it. And so for someone in the workplace who seemed innocuous, who seemed, like they didn't consider me one way or another, all of a sudden in the past 3 weeks, I seem to very strongly hit their radar to the point where I feel like they're trying to harm me spiritually. Just bizarre. So flash forward to their last day. And so what I started doing was taking off. I was trying to plan my days out of the office, my days off to limit my exposure to this individual as much as possible. Because even though we are spiritual warriors, right, we still have our worldly work to do, and we still have to be on point. We still have to work in excellence. So I wanted to limit my exposure to this person, right? Because even though I know how to battle in the spirit realm, everything shouldn't have to be a battle. So I thought I was being kind of smart, because I had, on their last day, I had scheduled myself out of the office in the morning, and then I had some off-site work to do in the afternoon. So that should have took me out of the office the entire day. And this person had indicated to me they were leaving by noon. Well, what I had to do in the afternoon got canceled. And guess who didn't leave by noon? They were still there in the afternoon. So I was out of the office in the morning. Then I come in after lunch. This person's still walking around. So now I'm like, doggone it, I didn't block them 6 ways to Sunday these last 3 weeks. Now I got to spend this afternoon blocking this person. So sure enough, they tried to come down the side of that desk, get behind me, but I wouldn't let them. They managed to get close and get along that side, but I stood. And so there was nothing they could do. They couldn't get behind me because I was standing up. And they said they wanted to see something on my computer. Okay, well, you can look, but I'm not sitting down for you to do it so you can get behind me. That was my thinking. But just be careful out here, because there's a lot of spirits. There's a lot of wickedness. There is a lot of deliberate attack going on. And so just be careful. If your spidey sensors are going up that something is not right, trust that something is not right. Because let me tell you, if a person harms you, it's too late to unring the bell, so to speak. Now you got a battle to come out of whatever it is they've tried to put you under. And let me tell you, when this person was not able to successfully get behind me in that office because I stood, and they realized I wasn't going to let them get behind me, as they went back around my desk to kind of, because I think while I was standing, I started kind of moving toward them, kind of moving them toward the door. So as they headed toward that door, I could feel, once they walked out, it was like they didn't accomplish whatever their mission had been. And I could suddenly feel their energy was very anxious. I felt like an anxiousness. And even after they departed, I could feel this anxiousness hanging in the air, like that was their last chance, their last opportunity to get at me, and they weren't successful. And I had to pray that energy out of my office, because had I just sat down and tried to continue to go about my day, that weird energy would have been trying to cling to me. So I began to pray and rebuke that energy and stand firm in who I am in God, stand firm on the word of God. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And eventually that energy kind of dissipated. And then the person left, and they're gone now. And I'm in a secure facility, so they won't have access once they're, now that they're gone. It's secure. You actually have to swipe to get in and swipe to get out of the facility. But I say all of that to say, be careful with these people out here, because there are people who don't mean you any good, who only mean you harm. They work in tandem with others. And you just got to be real darn careful, because sometimes it's the very ones that seem pretty quiet, that seem like they wouldn't say much to anybody. But baby, jealousy is as cruel as the grave. You better believe it. Be careful. Be safe. All right.